Maximizing space, transforming long, narrow gardens into outdoor retreats. Long, narrow gardens present a unique canvas for landscaping creativity. While they may pose initial design challenges, they offer an abundance of opportunities for creating intimate outdoor sanctuaries. Many people have long and narrow gardens, especially in urban areas where space is limited. But having a long and narrow garden does not mean you have to compromise on style, functionality, or beauty. You can still create a stunning outdoor space that suits your needs and preferences. Long and narrow gardens can be challenging to design and decorate, but with some clever tricks and tips, you can turn them into attractive and inviting spaces. You can use different techniques to make your garden look wider, longer, or more interesting, such as creating zones, adding curves, using levels, or playing with colors. Long, narrow gardens can be a challenge to design, but they can also be incredibly beautiful and functional. With a little planning and creativity, you can transform your long, narrow garden into an oasis where you can relax, entertain, and enjoy the outdoors. This video is a comprehensive guide to long, narrow garden ideas, where we'll explore innovative concepts and design principles that unlock the full potential of these spaces. From creating distinct zones to maximizing vertical elements, we'll unveil the secrets to transforming your long, narrow garden into a dynamic, functional, and aesthetically pleasing outdoor retreat. Here are a few ideas to get you started. Use vertical space. One of the best ways to maximize space in a long, narrow garden is to use vertical space. This can be done by planting climbing plants, such as ivy or roses, on fences or walls. You can also use trellises or arches to create vertical gardens. Create zones. Another way to break up the long, narrow space is to create zones. This can be done by using different types of plants, materials, or features. For example, you could create a seating area at one end of the garden, a vegetable garden in the middle, and a flower garden at the other end. Use perspective. One way to make your long, narrow garden appear shorter and wider is to use perspective. This can be done by using larger plants at the back of the garden and smaller plants at the front. You can also use straight lines and paths to create the illusion of width. Add focal points. Focal points are a great way to draw the eye and add interest to a long, narrow garden. Focal points could include a water feature, a sculpture, or a large tree. Use lighting. Lighting can add a touch of magic to your long, narrow garden at night. Use string lights, lanterns, or solar lights to create a warm and inviting atmosphere. Understanding the unique challenges. This section will introduce the specific challenges associated with long, narrow gardens, such as limited space for movement and potential issues with sunlight distribution. Dividing the space. Creating functional zones. Long, narrow gardens benefit from clearly defined areas. This section will explore techniques for dividing the space, such as using paths, hedges, or changes in elevation. Vertical gardening. Going up for greenery. Utilizing vertical space is essential in long, narrow gardens. This section will discuss techniques like trellises, wall-mounted planters, and vertical gardens. Focal points and sightlines. Directing attention. Creating focal points and strategic sightlines can draw the eye along the length of the garden, making it feel more expansive. This section will provide ideas for focal elements like sculptures, water features, or specimen plants. Mirrors and reflections, expanding the space. Mirrors and reflective surfaces can give the illusion of additional space. This section will explore how to strategically incorporate mirrors without overwhelming the garden. Paving and flooring choices, the foundation of design. The choice of paving or flooring can significantly impact the feel of a long, narrow garden. This section will discuss materials, patterns, and layout considerations. Plant selection and arrangement, creating depth and interest. Thoughtful plant selection and arrangement are crucial for maximizing the visual appeal of long, narrow gardens. This section will offer tips on choosing plants of varying heights, textures, and colors. Lighting strategies, extending enjoyment into the evening. Effective lighting design can make a long, narrow garden usable even after dark. This section will explore options like pathway lighting, uplighting, and decorative fixtures. Water features, adding tranquility and interest. Water features, like ponds or fountains, can introduce a soothing element to the garden. This section will discuss considerations for incorporating water features in limited space. Maintenance and seasonal adjustments. Proper maintenance and seasonal adjustments ensure that a long, narrow garden remains both beautiful and functional. This section will provide tips for caring for different elements of the garden. A long, narrow garden is an opportunity to turn a potentially challenging space into a stunning outdoor retreat. By embracing thoughtful design principles and creative solutions, you can transform your garden into an oasis that invites relaxation, entertainment, and a deeper connection with nature. Whether you choose to create distinct zones, incorporate vertical elements, or introduce focal points, your long, narrow garden can become a testament to the power of intelligent design. So let the principles of garden design guide your choices, and let your outdoor space be a living testament to the beauty and functionality that can be achieved when creativity meets nature. Embrace the potential of your long, narrow garden, and let it become a source of inspiration and joy for years to come.